You're listening to Simple Roots Radio, episode number 132, and today is a short little bonus episode on weight loss. Yes, in fact, it's the one big thing you need to know about weight loss that really no one's telling you. So stay tuned because it's going to get real.
Welcome to Simple Roots Radio with Alexa Shern. Alexa believes that simplicity in life is the key to achieving true and lasting health. And now your host, Alexa Shern.
Welcome back to the show. As always, my name's Alexa. This is a place to get healthy, live happy, and find more joy. I'm so glad you're here and following along on the metabolism series. If you haven't been following along, if this is your first episode, welcome. I love you. Thank you for being here. And now that I realize I just said all that, maybe it was too much right away. Either way, I really do appreciate you. And I hope that you love this podcast as much as I love providing the information for you. And just welcome to the community of people who are like-minded on this mission to live healthier lives without living strapped to their diet or their health or whatever, right? Like we are here on a mission to use our health as a means for living for something so much more. And that's what we're going to do today. Today is a short bonus episode. Like I said, it's episode number 3 in the metabolism series, which started on episode number 130. So if you haven't listened to episode number 130 and 131, you need to go back and listen to that because today will make more sense and it will help you as we continue on in this metabolism series. So make sure you check those out. But today is just a short little bonus episode. I like to think they're 10 minutes or less. However, that's untrue now because a lot of times they're 15, maybe even 18, 20 minutes. I know they're almost full-length episodes, but I just get really excited to talk about some of these bonus episodes. So today we're going to talk about the one thing you need to know about weight loss. And I think it's such a misconception. And once you know it, it really does alleviate so much of the burden that we face when we go on these journeys. So you want to know what the tip is, right? We're just getting right into it. The big point with weight loss is that it's not linear. Weight loss is not linear, meaning that you don't just lose 2 pounds every single week in and week out and week in and week out, right? Like it's not consistent. There's nothing consistent about weight loss. In fact, it's quite the opposite. What I know to be true, and from the research that I've done, is that weight loss is very staggered. And what I mean by that is that you're going to go through periods and longer periods of weight maintenance than you are weight loss. So instead of looking like this perfect linear graph that continues to move your weight downward in a nice even motion, what's going to happen is it's going to look like plateau for a long time, dip for a short period of time, another plateau, dip, plateau, dip. This is actually called the whooshing effect. Now, I didn't make that up. It's actually a term that they use to describe weight loss because most of the time our weight is maintained at a normal level. And that's because we have such strong weight homeostatic levels, what we call our weight set point, that our body likes to hold even. It takes a long process for our body to actually lose the weight. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not gaining a lot of progress. In fact, there's a lot more progress to be made in the maintenance phase than there is in the weight loss phase. So let me just kind of explain this a little bit so you're not totally freaked out here. But at the same time, I hope it kind of relieves you that you should not expect weight loss every single week. Like the scale shouldn't be moving that often. You might go through phases where it does, but the expectation that it's going to continue for as long as it takes to reach your goal, it's really unrealistic. That's the diet world. That's what that's created. But we know it's not lasting. What is lasting is the long periods of maintenance followed by a whoosh. Long periods of maintenance followed by another whoosh. Now, the reason this happens is because in these periods of maintenance, what is happening is your body is recalibrating itself. It's reached its homeostatic point, and that is good, right? Our body thrives off these homeostatic points, and if you can get yourself to a quote-unquote healthy weight, and you do it the right way, that's going to become your new normal. And your body is going to want to stay there, even if you go through periods of overfeeding or if you go through periods of underfeeding, right? Like your body is going to stay there. It's going to be an easy set point for your body. It's just getting it there. So in these periods that most people consider our plateaus, what is actually happening is that your body is healing things and it's resetting the hormones and it's kind of creating this new, it's like recalibrating itself to this new normal. And it needs to stay there for a period of time to adjust to that, to create this new normal for your body before you go through another whooshing phase. Now, the reason, again, like I said, this is important is because we can't just drastically lower our set point over a period of 6 months in this continuum of weight loss. And the reason for that is because there's no place and there's no time in that. Like if you're losing weight every single week, there's no time for your body to recalibrate, to make it its new normal and reset everything to evolve based on that number. However, if you have long periods of plateaus, what most people think are bad things are actually really good things, because that allows all the processes in your body to catch up to that, to recognize it as good, and decide that this is a place it wants to stay. Then maybe over time, as you continue these processes, as your body continues to heal and get rid of toxins and hormones begin to fire more and neurotransmitters, become less chaotic, what's going to happen is you're going to go through another period of maybe weight loss where your body's like, okay, I can do this. I can lose this excess weight. It's a good thing. And then you're going to have the whooshing effects, which means your body over the course of a few weeks before the whooshing effect is losing weight, which means your body's going to retain water, which is a byproduct of weight loss, is actually water retention. And all of a sudden, your body's just going to get rid of that water. So you're going to have this big jump or this spike downwards in your weight. So you're going to have a period of weight loss, followed by another plateau where your body recalibrates. And you just continue on in this process until you reach a healthy weight. And that's how we see a weight lowering or a weight set point lowering. That's how you do it. But it's not through continuous weekly weight loss. And the reason, again, that I say that is because there's no calibration. There's no way for your body to reset to that and to claim it as a good thing, right? It looks as continuous weight loss as a threat. Your hormones like leptin that we talked about last week and ghrelin, they don't have time to reset to this new normal. Therefore, in time, your body is always going to push it all the way back up to where you started at the beginning, because that's been your last set point. So the plateaus mean calibration, which means your set point's going down, and it's actually a good thing. So get rid of the mentality that weight loss is linear, that it's a slow progress where you should lose a few pounds every week, and instead start focusing on weight loss as a very sporadic thing. And it can be highly seasonal as well. Like to lose weight in the winter is a really hard thing. The same goes with the dead of summer. Usually our transition months are the best time where we see weight loss. So in our spring months and our fall months, when our bodies are kind of flipping seasons or cleaning house. Anyways, okay, that's what I need you to know about weight loss. It is not linear. So get those expectations out of your head and start recognizing, hey, even in this maintenance phase, my body is still working. If I'm providing what it needs, it is still doing really great things. And in time, this is all going to pay off. It's just about the process. And if you want to use my quote that I coined for myself at the beginning of the year, I need to stop trying to create the process and instead trust the process. And I think that we could all take a lesson from that, especially if you're looking for weight loss this year. So that's the little bonus tip that I have for you this week, and that goes perfectly with metabolism. Now, I didn't want to just leave you hanging there. I wanted to add 5 additional tips that you need to know when it comes to losing weight. Here they are really quickly. 1, there is no quick fix. Remember, periods of plateaus or maintenance are normal and, in fact, the best thing for your body. So don't fear them, don't hate them, don't dread them. It will make things so much worse, but just accept that and know that your body is working on itself, and know that this is not a quick fix. And in fact, quick fixes never stick. So trust the process. Number 2 is you gotta make it a lifestyle. All of this stuff happens from small, steady changes that you make every day. Daily decisions that we make is where health really comes from. It's not these big life-altering moments. It never is that, right? But it's the small, everyday things that slowly change us over time, and that's what we need to focus on. Number 3 is everyone's quote-unquote perfect weight is different. We can't expect to see a number on the scale that is not realistic for our body. If it is not a safe number for our body, we will never stay there. We might be there for a little while, but your body is going to be fighting that. You might be even lacking energy. I mean, we've all seen someone who's lost maybe a little too much weight, and you're like, yeah, you almost look a little older now, or you definitely don't have the energy. Like, you don't look as healthy as you did before. And we want to go for health, not just weight loss. And remember, you can't lose weight to get healthy. You can only lose weight by getting healthy first. weight loss is a byproduct of health. So remember, everyone's perfect weight is differently. Don't just look at a number on the scale or think that you have to be this number, because your body type and your body weight is made up of a lot of different things: muscle, bone, water, blood. I mean, there's so many other things inside your body that make up mass. So we have to be careful about just setting a number. And number 4, I mean, instead of thinking like I just have really big bones, I like to think I just have a really big brain. And that adds mass to my number, right? Okay. Anyways, that's beside the point. But the thing to know is that there's a lot of things making up body mass rather than just fat cells. Number 4 is it's got to be less about what you're consuming and more about the when and the how. Remember, the mindset, the mentality, and the timing matters so much. So if you're stuck in this weight loss window, you really want to see weight loss, I encourage you to focus on the how and the when rather than the what. And we talk a lot about that with intermittent fasting. You can go back and listen to the entire mindset series I did last summer. Super powerful stuff. And the last thing is you've got to stop blaming your body for an inability to lose weight. It is never your body's fault. It's always a result of the environment in which your body is placed in. I don't want to say it's never your body's fault. Of course, there are times, but really your body is just responding based on the environment we provide it. So we got to stop blaming our body. We got to stop blaming our genetics, and we've got to stop blaming the way our body processes things and our hormones and all of these things we treat as a villain. We have to stop working against our body and start working with it, which means that we have to remember that it's not our body doing this, it's our environment. And so rather than looking so much inwardly, we need to start looking outside. What can I change out here in my environment that my body will then begin to thrive instead of just trying to survive? So those are the 5 tips. Again, there are no quick fixes. Make it a lifestyle. Everyone's perfect weight is differently. It's less about what you're consuming and more about the when and the how. And don't blame your body. I promise those things are the critical points when it comes to weight loss if you're trying to lose weight or just see results in general. So know that. And remember, weight loss isn't linear. It's okay to be at a plateau. In fact, it could be the best thing. So that's it for today's podcast. I hope it was helpful, beneficial. If it was, send me a comment. Let me know. What did you think about this? If you have questions, I would love to hear them. I love doing these little bonus episodes because really there's not enough meat maybe to make a full podcast, but it's enough, substantial enough that like these are the things everyone's wondering and thinking, right? And believing. So why not break that down into simple truths that you can stand on? Remember, it's all about the whoosh. Okay, super lame. Clearly, I need to end this podcast for today. But really, that is it for today. Next week, I'm going to be back on with a special guest. We're going to talk about what's called the black hole of fitness doom. Super good. It's going to go right along with today's podcast and the other ones that we've been diving into on the metabolism series. Then the following week is all about why you don't binge on broccoli. I mean, have you really thought about it? Do you binge on broccoli? More than likely, no. Like no one does, right? So why do we binge on other things then? We're going to break that down, and it's going to make so much sense, hopefully, and helping you to make better choices without the restriction deprivation mindset. In the meantime, don't forget to head on over to the show notes at simpertswellness.com/132 to get more information about weight loss, the points that I gave you today, and little quick things that you can do in your everyday life to make a difference. Thank you again so much for tuning in, to sticking with me, and staying tuned because there's more goodness coming your way.